How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good. What can I do for you?
In regards to this complaint I filed, I want to identify the officers, the lieutenant, his name, or at least his last name, because I can put it on the default with what I have as far as the last name of the two sheriffs, but I don't remember his name.
Okay. I don't know who that lieutenant is.
Okay. Is that investigation going to yield his name?
It's going to yield his name?
Yeah.
Most likely, yeah.
Okay. How long does the investigation take?
Well, I need to take a statement from you if you want to give me one, but I understand you don't want to give a recorded statement.
If it is received with the fact that I'm reserving my rights and it doesn't null and void this one that appears on the public record.
I understand. Does it null and void what?
This one.
If you want me to, I don't know what that means exactly, but if you don't...
To void it out. Because what the thing is jurisdiction, jurisprudence, understanding of rights. That's what it is. My understanding of commerce...
It's not about commerce. This is just me doing a internal affairs investigation.
I was speaking in terms of my understanding.
Your understanding of what?
Go ahead.
Your understanding of what? I don't understand what
I was explaining, and you interrupted me and said it doesn't have anything to do with commerce, and I'm explaining to you what my understanding is. So
okay, go ahead. I apologize for interrupting you.
Okay. So what I've done is I've placed this in the county record and extended an opportunity for the officers to rebut my claim.
Okay.
So it hasn't been a rebuttal. I don't know what's going on with the case, so okay. I'm trying to identify them so I can start my paperwork.
Okay. What kind of a rebuttal are you expecting from them?
To rebut what they did to me.
Okay. That's where I come in.
Okay.
What I do is I take your complaint, I do the investigation, I call them in, and I take statements from them.
Okay.
And then you're afforded to either give a statement or not to, or you can just go off what's written here, because I have a copy of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the investigation is closed, however it's closed, if it's opened up into a further investigation, or if they're disciplined or not disciplined, that's when you'll be notified as far as the outcome.
Okay, what's the standardized time for?
We have 180 days.
180?
It's going to be done a lot shorter than that.
Okay.
It took me a while to get a copy of the video from the jail. Let me just make sure I have a copy of this right here. This is the last thing we got here in our office. Before that, this should be a copy of that. The same thing right there?
Correct.
Looks like it. Okay. Do you want to just stick with this though as your complaint?
Correct.
Okay. Do you have a better address, or is this the best address for you?
That is my address. That's where my bank statements go. That's where that's my mailing address.
Okay.
And unfortunately, Broward sheriffs don't accept it or like it for whatever reason. I don't know why. That's exactly why I'm in a situation where I was arrested, because the officer refused to put the correct address, and I was not notified.
Let me make sure I have your right address. In care of general delivery?
Correct.
Okay, and that gets you your mail?
Correct.
Okay. We just send it through regular mail. It's not, we don't like to send it there.
Well, that's the address that's on the ID.
Okay.
But the officers, or the past one instance, the officer refused to put down the address,
okay,
which I wasn't notified. So I was supposed to be, I was invited to court, and I didn't know, didn't know.
Okay.
So as a result of his not willing to honor what is given,
okay,
I end up going to jail and being beaten by 3 officers because I'm standing on my rights.
Okay. Now that was Fort Lauderdale, or that was by BSO?
That was by BSO was the one who initiated the first instance that requested that I come into court.
Okay.
The officer neglected to put the address, even though I stated to him repeatedly that is my address, and he said, he's not going to use that address. So that's the result of me being issued a case.
Fair enough. Without me going on tape with you, can I ask you a couple of questions about some of your?
Sure, you can take. That's fine.
I only investigate the sheriff's office. I'm not investigating what happened with Lauderdale.
No, I'm going down there after I leave.
Okay. And I know you had a confrontation with I don't know what their title is, the police officers that handle the courthouse, the federal police.
U.S. Marshals, correct.
Is that the Marshals? Well, is your uniform division. I just want to ask you a couple questions about some things here, because I saw the video from the jail, but I didn't see anybody ever touch you in the jail. Did it happen just inside the cell? Mm-hmm. So there was no other activity as far as deputies striking you, touching you, other than in that room?
When they forced me to stand and do fingerprint, that was the only other physical altercation before the room incident.
Okay. The room was done before the fingerprints, though, right?
No, after.
It was done afterwards? How many times were you fingerprinted? Just once? Or twice? Twice? Okay. The chain of events that I saw on the video is that you walk in from, they call it the Sally Port area. That's a port where the officers bring in, you give your property to the people and all that stuff. You walk in, and they bring you in, they put you standing next to a desk, and then right opposite the desk are two search rooms where you went in and you changed into, I'm not sure, you were in blue maybe, the jail uniform of the day, and then you were fingerprinted shortly bit after that. Was there another time you were fingerprinted?
No, not that I can recall. It was only...
Once you were taken upstairs, you weren't fingerprinted again, or anything like that? It was just that time? Okay. According to the video, you were never touched by anybody. It just shows you standing at the back of the line, deputy holding your hand and then fingerprinting you.
Okay. The incidents before, when I was in the Sallyport, you have no...
Something happened in the Sallyport area?
No, I'm saying, do you have tape of the Sallyport?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, that is what really set the precedence or the atmosphere for what happened, because there were many threats that were made to me in the Sallyport.
Right. Well, the threats, I want to talk to everybody. I want to try to talk to everybody who was there, not just deputies, but other inmates that were there. Was there any physical contact at the Sallyport?
No, other than just grabbing me and
taking you in. Okay.
And I'm stating I don't consent to that. And, you know, I'm having verbiage with them, trying to speak, and they're threatening me, saying I'm going to get hurt, and I'm saying, well, why? I'm standing on my God-given rights.
All right. This is. I just want to go over make sure it's in here because I read this a couple times. Where was your back brace taken from you?
In the Sallyport.
In the Sallyport. Do you need that to walk with? Do you need that to move around and everything?
Just picking up, you know, bending over.
And I know that you used the words in here that you didn't, I don't know if words in your mouth or in your letter here.
Consent?
Yeah, you didn't consent, but you weren't refusing.
Yes, there's a difference.
I understand that. Is your back brace something that you just have on your own, or is that prescribed to you from a doctor?
It was prescribed from a doctor. Is
there any way you get any contact information on that, or is that something you want to keep private?
I would have to hunt him down. It was from a car accident like 2 years ago.
Okay. I don't want to. That's only if that's what you bring to me. I'm not going to ask for your medical records. That's personal to a lot of people. So if you don't have anything to do with that, that's fine. Do you want to take a statement from me? Do you want to give me a tape statement? Or
as long as you understand that I reserve all my rights and it does not null and void or void.
Yeah. This is a lawsuit against the sheriff's office, or is that what this is?
It's a counterclaim.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Whatever you give to me, I don't think it'll be used. I mean, it can be used in court. I'm not giving it to anybody, so I don't know if that would be a conflict or not.
Well, that's what I'm as long as the statement is accepted that it's not voiding this out, I don't have a problem giving it. It's for your convenience and
right. But I don't want to use semantics in different words, but I don't I'm honestly I don't understand exactly what that means. But if you give me a statement and it's different than what's in here, that's something I would use. Like if you were to say something, well, they beat me up and it would happen in front of, just for example, not putting words in your mouth. Let's say when I walked in and I was standing, at the fingerprint room and they punched me in the face. Well, they didn't because I saw that. But If you said in here so I'm not going to take something from you as far as a statement and use it against you, because that's what I would do. If you give me a statement and it didn't coincide with everything you said here,
I understand that will make that perjury. So,
well, no, it wouldn't, because perjury will only if you lied to me in an official statement.
It will become perjury at the event of giving parole evidence, which is verbal in the court. That's what I mean.
Fair enough. Then I'll just give you a quick update. I've got the investigation. I'll give you my card. You'll be notified when the case is closed. What I'm going to do is call in. That's why I don't have their names, is because according to the video, there were no lieutenants anywhere around you. There was a deputy and a sergeant.
Okay, well, I may have misspoke his rank.
Okay, no problem. But
that's
I won't.
What I believe he said.
Okay, I won't give you that information until the case is closed.
Okay.
There's a general number on here. And if you need to leave a message, you can just ask for me. It's Malamphy. And I'm going to start calling them in this week for statements. There are, from the video that I can tell, 3 deputies, and a sergeant that had any contact with you whatsoever. And that's either just walking in with you, watching what was going on inside the cell. I know somebody else was there that might not have walked with you. So there's going to be like 3 or 4 statements. It'll take me a couple of weeks to wrap it up. So by the end of the month, you will get a letter. Yeah. Well, actually, no, the letter will take longer. It'll be closed by the end of the month. As far as what I've seen, of course, it's all going to depend on what the deputies give me a statement about. They come in and say, well, we never touched him, and 4 people say it, and there's nothing on video. I've got nothing to say that you were struck or you were hit, because it happened in a closed room, and all we have is, and they don't, of course, videotape there. It's a strip stuff.
Okay.
So, did you suffer any injuries?
Other than minor.
Okay, but it's mostly I don't want to say it's mostly, but the threats were the thing that bothered you more?
And the fact that, yeah, because they were hitting me. And okay. I told them there are people in jail for what you're doing to me.
Right.
And I don't understand. I'm a sworn man of peace. Even if anyone comes at me, the only time that you will get me to execute violence is if you come against my family or come in my dwelling to hurt me or my family. That's the only way I can exact force of any kind on anyone.
Okay.
That's just me, my personally convicted beliefs.
Okay.
So, and I'm a man of truth. That's why I issued an affidavit. So when I come into the jurisdiction of where we have in this investigation, now we're looking at, all right, he said, she said. So now I have to operate on the public record. Affidavit unrebutted stands as truth. Period.
Okay.
It is what it is. So I'm making a good faith attempt.
Okay.
I want them to talk to it. I want to be present so I can hear them say, I did not hit you, and look me in the face and tell me as a man, I did not hit you when I know you hit me and you kicked me.
Right.
And that yeah, it hurts.
Okay. As far as when I interview these people, they fall under, there was a police officer's Bill of Rights. And unfortunately or fortunately for them or for you, you can't sit on in their interviews. Mm-hmm. You can get a copy of their statements when I'm done with it.
I would like that.
Absolutely. You'll be forwarded. You've already been given this PII number. If you haven't already, you can write it down. I can write it down for you.
No, I don't have that.
That's the case number right there. PII-12.
PII.
Yep.
-120016.
And PII stands for Preliminary Investigation.
Okay.
I'll call them in. I'll talk to how many? So there's 3, 4, or 5, or 6 of them, how many there are, and I'll interview them.
It was 3 that touched me.
Okay.
Or no, it's not 3 because when my eyes were closed, I didn't see who hit me. So between the 3, the 2, Martin and E. Richards, I know for a fact they struck me.
Okay. E. Martin Richard or Richardson?
It was E. Richardson, black gentleman, salt and pepper hair.
Okay.
He the one who issued the verbal threats. Martin, he was the one saying, "Oh, you're going to get hurt. Check your attitude." And I'm saying, "Why? I'm only communicating with you.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be disobedient. I'm frustrated because I'm talking rational to these supposedly sworn men of law, And if an individual, and I know what it is, they're looking at my skin, they're looking at my hair, and that's the reason why he says, oh, we got to give him a felony. Because he think he can bait me into striking me to strike back. But it's not going to work. I've been in jails in Virginia where they did the same thing. 7 officers beating on me. And I'm calling up to God. Lord, please, these men have no right to do this to me. But I can only come from a position of truth. So for anyone to come and try to say I'm a liar, or I cannot. I cannot. Everything that I've done in the past 10 years is based on truth.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, well, I'm taking it as truth. Whatever you wrote, I'm going to assume it's the truth. You know, I don't think someone would come in here and lie to me. So, but I also afford that same opportunity to the police officers too, though.
And that's what I'm looking to
And
extend.
that'll be, I guess, the rebuttal to this then, their
Correct.
statements. So you'll be notified in the mail about the outcome, and then from there you can come in here and they can get you a copy of the audio recordings, and my written report will be several pages long about whatever the outcome is. Now, if there's something, for example, if I find out that there's a criminal act that was committed, that's something that will be forwarded to the attorney's office for them to follow up on.
Okay.
If it doesn't lead to that, it'll be closed out in here.
Okay.
So that's the 2 ways that it can go.
So have they gotten a copy of this?
No, they won't get a copy of that until they come in here.
Okay. When can I be notified? Because I'm in good faith. I'll hold the default on this until I know or have some confirmation that it touched their hands.
Well, they are going to be able to read it when they come in here with their attorneys.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm saying
I'm not gonna-
instead of defaulting, this is a contract.
Okay.
Instead of defaulting them on the 21st day, which is tomorrow, I'm going to stay that until I have noticed that they have it in their hand, and I'll extend the 21 days for them to rebut.
Okay. They will start. I'm going to start calling them today. Have them come in either by start coming in this week or early next week is when they'll come in. And they can either have the option of coming in with someone to represent them or not. If they come in by themselves, they will review it and then give me a statement based on their version of what happened.
And I would hope that some of the other inmates would attest or be questioned and asked, because the guy who came over with me, he was right next to me, and I'm speaking, and I'm talking to him, explaining to him what these guys are doing.
Did you get his name by any chance?
No.
Was he transported from Fort Lauderdale with you?
Yes.
Okay.
It
Was it
was
just the
only
two of you?
one. Yeah.
Was he a white male or black male?
Black male.
Okay, I will try to identify him.
Thank you.
Sure thing. Out the same door and then off to your right.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Have a lovely day.